everyone. So that's the more advantage when you're on Zoom. But if you're on online, you can't, only thing is you can watch it later in future as well. That's the only benefit you might get. Yeah. So thank you everyone and welcome to this session. Okay, so let's get with the introduction part. Okay, so I invite who has joined today. So just introduce quickly, okay, maybe what your name, where you're from, what you do, so that people who want to get connected in future, they can easily get connect with you. Okay, so yes, we'll start with Mr. Venugopal. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Okay. I'm basically a medical doctor, a general medicine. That is my qualification. I am from Kerala, that is from in India. Then right now I'm settled in the USA. Besides practicing medicine, I give talks and conduct seminars and workshops on life skills. So that is not my full-time profession. I'm primarily a medical doctor. And especially stress management, that is an area of my interest. And so wherever there is a talk, I usually join because I may be able to learn something new from those speakers. I don't think that I know everything. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Venugopal, for joining today's session. Amazing. Okay, so next I invite Anindya Basu. You can introduce.
Yes, my name is Anindya Basu. I am based in Bangalore. I was working, I have more than 2 decades of corporate experience. My last employment was with IBM India Private Limited, which I left in 2020. And then I have, training is one of my passion, and I have launched myself as a freelance soft skills trainer. And since then, I have been doing freelance soft skills training for some major IT corporate clients. And I love doing trainings, and I believe in lifelong learning, and music is also my passion. So that's all about myself.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Anindya. Yeah. So anything you want to share about your interest in reading books, kind of thing?
Yes, because I was not getting much um, time in reading books when I was actually working in the corporate. But now that I have actually launched myself as a freelance soft skills trainer, I have to actually learn a lot. I get a lot of time when there are no trainings. So I read a lot of books. Especially my area of interest is leadership skills, for which I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. And I, as well as I'm currently reading Robin Sharma's Greatness Guide. So that's always handy with me. Before I go to sleep, I at least read few chapters. And I've got a lot of books at my home, but I've read it many years back. Now I'm rereading them. So this penchant of reading I had in my teen years, but after that, I was so caught up with studies, and then got into the corporate world, and so much got caught up with work and all that stuff. But now I realize that, and especially when with the advent of the television coming in, especially I believe it's actually an idiot box which distracts you, and all our reading habits which we inculcate in our childhood has all gone. And it's always, I encourage my trainees in my trainings that please don't watch TV so much, and don't spend so much of time on social media, rather than read a lot, and believe in lifelong learning. So that's what I feel about reading, that it enhances your knowledge, it enlightens your mind. That's
Thank
it.
you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anindya. Okay, so let me invite Farooq sir. Farooq, you can introduce.
Hi, I'm Farooq Sidhwa. I hail from Mumbai rather, and I'm a corporate behavioral trainer. I worked for about more than 3.5 decades in Larsen and Toubro as the HR head of one of the units, and now I am on my own. I love reading books, but as a friend said earlier, find very little time. So I've started picking up on that. Currently, I'm reading a book with 2 books. One is written by my friend Sanjay Jogani. He is a first-time writer. It's
Yeah.
called A Decennium of Thoughts. It's a very good book, and I recommend that to you all. The second is the book on influence. It's a national bestseller by Robert C. L. Dunn. So I'm enjoying reading both of them and trying to capture them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So next I'll invite Mr. Gajendra Babu. And okay. Next, yeah, Mr. Rajesh, Sanjay, Janet, Nayanrat. So you can come forward and introduce quickly. Just unmute yourself. Nayanrat, you are on mute.
Hi, good afternoon. Actually, I'm from originally from Mumbai. And London holiday. It was a bit economics. Then I switched over to banking, and I have a long 3 decades of experience in banking. And then I just went into during my banking career by meeting with different people, different customers. I get interacted with the psychological and behavioral pattern of different human beings. So I get into counseling. I did some basic and advanced course in counseling. I did my certification in this REBT and certification in the gender sensitization programs. And now I'm getting into writing on counseling part, and particularly parental counseling. I'm a parental coach, making my business, my interactions in Odisha and also in Mumbai. I have written recently almost 3 books in the span of 4-5 months. And all these books have become international bestseller in Amazon. So mostly I'm into the relationship counseling and parental counseling. That's all about me. And I'm interested definitely for reading all sorts of books, particularly psychological and emotional development of human beings, particularly for children and women. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes, Mr. Tanjai, you're there. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
You can introduce yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. I am Sanjay Jain, and that is my nickname. My original name is Subramanian. I am from Chennai.
Okay. What do you do, sir?
I am writing books in Tamil.
Books in Tamil. Okay. Amazing. Okay.
Yes, sir. I have read this book also, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. I have read some English books. I am also, basically, I am English literature.
Okay. Awesome.
But I have written books in Tamil only.
Yeah. So how's the response when you write in Tamil? I think you'll have more response in local, right?
Somewhat in just 6 or 7 years only, after retiring from my service,
Yeah.
I selected to write the Tamil books.
Okay. Awesome.
I'm also translate one or 2 books in English and 1 book in Tamil to English.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Rajesh. Yes, go ahead. You can introduce. Can you come on camera if possible?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking Rajesh. Yeah. Rajesh, can you introduce? Rajesh Purhat. Okay. Okay, then we have Fatima here. Fatima, you can introduce quick introduction. Fatima Zaveri. Okay, so thank you everyone. So let me quickly introduce myself as well. So my name is Khussaal Jain. Actually, I'm based out of Bangalore, India, and been a trainer, been an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, you can say, and been organizing this book club meeting since 2007. Okay, early 2008, I can say. And we have been doing offline meeting, most of them, and it was in Bangalore. Okay, and we have more than 5,000 plus members who are on Meetup and as well as Facebook group. And we normally, when we used to meet in restaurants, we have like 20, 30 people, 40 people, they used to come. And mostly we used to meet on second and fourth Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Now this is being online, so that's the reason I rescheduled the time like 7 p.m. Because 4 p.m. become odd. But when you want to meet offline, it makes sense because people who travel after the lunch, they can come back at come at 4, and by 6 when they start, they can go back by home at 7:30. So that's how we were planning. And most of them we were meeting in the restaurant, open restaurants. So only though we didn't have any membership, we don't charge anything for that. Only what we were doing is actually we were asking them to place some order to the restaurant guy. Okay, buy a coffee, a snacks, whatever it is, and pay for that. Simple rule. The reason is if we order something, at least the restaurant guy will not kick us out because at least they'll get some business, right? So that's how we were continuing, and every alternate week we were meeting for almost till 2020. We can say from 2020, yes, after the COVID, we stopped meeting offline. Okay, but online we had the meeting, but it was not in continuous. Okay, because there was already a session. Already we were organizing on every Saturday was the trainers insight program and all those stuff. So every Saturday it was happening for almost 1.5 years. Okay, and then though we were meeting once in 3 months, once in 6 months kind of thing, but now from last couple of months we have started again. So we are meeting online, and people can able to join from all parts of the world. That's the best beauty of it when we are online, right? You are from Chennai, someone is from Orissa, someone has joined from Mumbai, Delhi, like that. So it makes sense. That's the reason we thought we'll continue online also. And yes, offline meetings are still continuing. We have co-organizers who are organizing it. Okay, and it was previously called as Bangalore Book Club. Okay, now we renamed it to Amplify Book Club. The reason is we want to keep it as a brand so that people get recognized, because when we say only book now in Bangalore itself, we have like 5-6 club has come up which use the same name as Bangalore Book Club, though they have very limited number of members and the meetings are not happening, but still they have used the same name. So we thought of changing that as a brand. And also, as we are connected with this community, we have people who are authors, we have people who are book lovers, people who are trainers, maybe working professionals, so entrepreneurs. We have different variety of people who are there, a part of the book club. So this is a great way to get connected. Also, second thing is also to share what we learn, and that's how the interest of reading books being there for me from the childhood. Yeah. So thank you everyone for joining. So now I would like to introduce my good friend Rajesh Rout. Okay, he was in Bangalore, and he's in actually corporate training. He does MCs, and he's a relationship coach. Okay, and now he's in native in Orissa. Along with that, he keep doing a lot of counseling, coaching across the globe. Okay, and he's also certified trainer from IITD. Okay, and he has completed his MDP course from IIM Ahmedabad. Okay, that is on behavior therapy and life coaching. Okay, and he's also been alumni of Sainik School, Bhubaneswar, which is run by the Ministry of Defense. And he's also actually a trainer there. Okay, so he trains defense people as well. Okay, and he has traveled all across the globe, I can say, simple. So let's hear from Rajesh. Okay, over to you, Rajesh.
Thank you, Khussaal Ji, for such a wonderful introduction. Hello, friends, elders, and all other dignitaries. May I share the screen, please?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see. Yeah.
Now, the topic is how to stop living and start worrying. Are you with me?
Yes. Others, please.
I think we were expecting the opposite. How to stop worrying and start living.
Correct. Thank you, Anindya, for pointing that out. In fact, there is a book on the same name, How to Stop Living and Start Worrying. I'm happy that none of you worried about the topic and what we are going to discuss. because there are people who worry on smallest things also. And that's why I intentionally put this, that how to start living and start worrying. And maybe you didn't notice or you didn't worry even if you saw that's the name. Let us listen to what he is saying. But thank you, Anindya, for pointing that out. We will definitely discuss how to stop worrying and start living. And we will do a book review. Before we do book review, I will tell you one story, and which is about these two gentlemen. One is Ranjan Das. He was CEO of SAP India, all of 42 years, always participated in marathon, always. And he was a fitness freak. He will miss his meal, but he will never miss going to the gym. And he would spend 2 hours, 3 hours every day. He would rather take some calls from the gym, from the treadmill. He was such a fit man, but he died at the age of 42 inside the gym in the treadmill at the age of 42. This happened in 2018. Now come to this other gentleman, Khussaal Jain. He had 4 sons. He let all his 4 sons grow, and 2 went to army and 1 died in the war. Other 3 died their natural death. He is still alive. When he was a child, he was weak, maybe because of malnutrition. We understand those days the financial condition of families, but he was still alive. One of his grandson also has passed away, surviving his entire life. Now this gentleman thought of participating in a running race at the age of 89. Look at the zeal. He came first. That gave him energy. And then again he participated. There was a world marathon runner for super senior citizens, and our friend was the winner there, and he's still alive. So the difference between the two, my friends, it's no brainer to guess, is what is in your head. Is worry in your head, or you have decided that you will live come what may? And that's what Khussaal Jain decided. But our Ranjan Das, what he did, he had lots of worry. He thought, for me to get out of the worries, I should exercise a lot in the gym. But was he doing wholeheartedly? No, he was thinking about the targets. He was thinking about the attrition. He was thinking about the report. He was thinking about the meeting with the board of directors, all these things. And the topic that we have discussed, that book review will do, is on the same thing, that stop worrying. Because you cannot stop worrying. At least learn how to stop worrying. And this book is all about how to stop worrying. So what I've done is, I have kind of given a snapshot of what are the topics this gentleman, Dale Carnegie, has put in to let us learn that we'll stop worrying and start living. I read this book twice. Once when I was in my college days, and one recently. And I understand when I read during college days, it didn't strike me much, but it definitely strikes me now, because I've seen quite a bit of life now. And I realized this gentleman has done all kinds of homework to arrive at this position to write this book. And I would say, I would personally recommend, please read this book, because I can very well understand nobody in this world is worry free. We have some or the other worry. The degree may differ, but worry is definitely there, and it is bothering us. Read this book. Let me know if you get some help or not. I'll point out where all he has highlighted, and look at the vast canvas that he has painted his thoughts on. Because as an author, you paint your thoughts in words, like an artist does through his colors and his drawing. And this is what he has done. So in part 1, I have, please bear with me, because I'll read out each and every, at least the chapters. Fundamental facts you should know about worry. So for trying to avoid something, you should know what we are trying to avoid. So we are trying to avoid worry. Sorry, is someone saying something? No issues. So what here, the part one is live in a day-tight compartment. A magic formula for solving worry situation. What worry may do to you. That is, that you should know what worry is. Having known what worry is, now we are talking about, the author is talking about basic techniques in analyzing worry. Meaning, how is this worry? How to analyze and solve worry problems. How to eliminate 50% of your business worries. And part 3 is talking about how to break the worry habits before it breaks you. And in that he has written how to crowd worry out of your worry. Don't let the battles get you down. Law that will outlaw many of your worries. Cooperate with inevitable. Put a stop loss order on your worry. Don't try to saw sawdust. Next, in part 4, he's talking about 7 ways to cultivate a mental attitude that will bring you peace and happiness. And in that, he talks about 8 words that can transform your life. High cost of getting even. If you do this, you will never worry about ingratitude. Would take $1 million for what you have. Find yourself and be yourself. Remember, there is one on this earth, no one else like you. If you have a lemon, make a lemonade. How to cure melancholy in 14 days. In part 5, he talks about perfect way of conquer worry. How my mother and father conquered worry. Part 6, he talks about how to keep from worrying about criticism. Remember, no one ever kicks a dead dog. Do this and criticism can't hurt you. Fool things I have done. And part 7, 6 ways to prevent fatigue and worry and keep your energy and spirits high. How to add 1 hour a day to your waking life. What makes you tired and what you can do about it. How the housewife can avoid fatigue and keep looking young. 4 good working habits that will help prevent fatigue and worry. How to banish the boredom that procedures fatigue, worry, and resentment. And in part 8, there are multiple stories that how individuals, there are 10 stories, how they conquered their individual worries. So the reason I showed you this content was that there's no continuity from page 1 to page 335. There are 335 pages. You can pick up any topic that is good for you. If you are a housewife, you will pick up the topic of how housewife can avoid fatigue and keep looking young. So that's the best part. You don't have to spend the entire duration to read this book to get benefit. If you want to talk about the business, if you are a businessman and you want to remove your business worries or those kind of thoughts, then you can focus on that. But if you want a holistic, how will you get rid of worry, then obviously you have to read this book. Now, let me tell you about this line. This is in page 20 of this book. The reason I'm showing you this poem is there. And this is a very wonderful poem. It was originally, can you guess which language was it written in? This is now in English, I know. But which language was it written in? If any of my friend can tell me. Okay, I think I'm not getting any response. This was originally written in Sanskrit. And this was translated into English. And this Dr. William Osier put up in his mirror. So every day he will shave and every day he will read this poem. This was written by famous poet or dramatist Kalidasa. And what is he writing? He is writing, look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life in its brief course. Lie all the varieties and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of achievement. For yesterday is but a dream, for tomorrow is only a vision. But today well lived makes yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow is a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day, such is the situation of the dawn. The reason I'm telling my friends this story is because the first chapter, part 1, talks about live in a day-tight compartment. So make yourself so engrossed in that day that don't think about your future. The worry is we always think about the future. What will happen to me? What will happen to my children? What will happen to my property? What will happen to my job? This kills you. So get out of that monotonous life or that kind of worry life. Just live this day, this moment. And to get inspired, somebody 150 years ago could find an inspirational poem of Kalidasa, got it translated in English, and is following, and he lived his life very successfully. He was a practicing doctor, but before he could even become a doctor, he was having self-doubt. Can I become a doctor? I'm talking about 1871, Dr. William Osier. And then when he realized, why am I worrying about future, whether I'll become a doctor or not? Let me focus on today. And that one day by one day getting added, accumulated, he became a world-class doctor in those days and brought up many inventions to the medical science. He was a celebrated doctor, so much so that he was given a knighthood by the Queen. So we call him Sir. That is the power of this poem that inspired him. If a person from a foreign land can get inspiration from our poetry, why can't we? And who is writing about this? Dale Carnegie is writing in his book. So this book is all about many such stories of struggle, many such stories of failure and worrisome failure to the point of death, and how they have come, keeping their worry at the, keep worrying their worry, and then coming back to life. So this book is full of these kind of inspirational stories. He has actually accumulated all these stories. He has spoken to so many people of different strata of society, different walks of life. As we progress, I'll tell you whom all he has spoken and what all he has squeezed out of their life and put it in this book. So if you don't take advantage of this book, hardly cost 200 odd rupees, then what else will inspire you? Moving on. So we understand that part one had one. If you want to avoid worry, do what Sir William Osier did. Live in a day light tight compartment. Don't stew your about future. Just live each day until bedtime. Get up early morning next day and thank God that you are alive. Live that day. Rule number 2. Next time trouble with that capital T comes to gunning for you, backs you in the corner, try the magic formula, which Williams H. Carrier did. Williams H. Carrier is the man who formed a company called Carrier, the air conditioner. He's the man. But before he could form that company, he was a technician. He was working in some industry and all that. So he also went through a lot of worries. So how he came across his success story? Ask yourself, what is the worst that can possibly happen if I can't solve my problem? Prepare yourself mentally to accept the worst if necessary. Then calmly try to improve upon the worst which you have already mentally agreed to accept. The problem is, friends, we don't accept if there is anything that is troubling us. We unnecessarily start worrying. I'll give you an example for that, but let me first come to the third point. Remind yourself of the exorbitant price you can pay for the worry in terms of your health. And this is the one-liner there. This book is full of so many one-liners. And I have also mentioned my favorite ones. Businessmen who do not know how to fight worry die young. So if you don't know how to fight worry, don't get into business. That's the message this chapter is giving you. Moving on, what did we learn in part 2? In part 2, we learned get the facts. Remember that Dean Hawkes of Columbia University said that half the worry in the world is caused by people trying to make decision before they have sufficient knowledge on which to base a decision. We don't know the fact, but we make a decision. And because of that decision, we get into some kind of worry. So first understand. So here also he very nicely writes a story about a businessman who was being blackmailed by some officer, saying that you have to pay money for some unforeseen incident happening in your company. Now this man was thinking, how much shall I pay? Shall I pay or not? And he was still thinking, or shall I go to the police? and he didn't know what is the mistake, because the person who came and charged him said that some of your staff was making that mistake, for which you will have to pay the penalty. It's like you are the CEO of a company and some of your managers or subordinates are not paying the toll tax of that, or some GST. They're not paying GST. So the GST officer comes and asks, you have to pay a penalty because you have to pay me bribe. I'll rub off all your past due penalty and we'll be fine. So he says, I don't think I have done a mistake. I am not sure whether they have done a mistake. And I can't even ask them because it was in a different land, and those days there was no phone, and a letter would reach in 15-20 days. And that guy will come on Monday to take the money. So he goes to the police and says, I have been approached by this person who wants to take money to nullify my case. Police actually thank this person that we are looking out for a person who has been portraying himself as an officer and charging money from many businessmen. So when he came on Monday to collect money, police grabbed him. So fact is, we didn't check the fact, and he was unnecessarily worried. So it's always prudent to first check the facts and then decide whether you want to worry or not. Many worries are useless worries. Not many, actually, all worries are useless worries. Rule 2, after carefully weighing all facts, come to a decision. Rule 3, once a decision is carefully reached, act. Get busy carrying out your decision and dismiss all anxiety about the outcome. Now that you have taken a decision, then don't wait for another time to act. Taken a decision, act now. People delay and then another worry starts. Rule 4, when you or any of your associates are tempted to worry about a problem, write out and answer the following question. What is the problem? Many don't know what is the problem. What is the cause of the problem? What are all possible solutions? Have you thought of any solutions? What's the best solutions? So if you have got the answer, then you know 99% of the case you will get the answer. So no need to worry. In Hindi, they say, Chinta chita ke saman hai. Chita is that funeral where one burns the body. So don't even think about any kind of worry. Now part 3 has crowd worry out your mind by keeping busy. If you see something is bothering you, just distract yourself from there, go somewhere else and be busy. Plenty of action is one of the best therapies ever devised for curing vibber gibbers, unnecessary altu-faltu thoughts. Don't fuss about trifles. Don't permit little things, mere termites of your life to ruin your happiness. Make sure small little things should not let you down. That's very, very important. Use the law of averages to outlaw your worries. Ask yourself, what are the odds against this thing happening at all? Cooperate with inevitable. If you know circumstances is beyond your power to change or revise, say to yourself, it is so, it cannot be otherwise. So accept it also. Put a stop loss in share market. We put a stop loss order on your worries. Hey, I will worry only this much. I cannot worry further. Decide just how much anxiety a thing may be worth and refuse to give in anymore. Let the past bury its dead. Don't sow sawdust. Then I come across this also is this book also has a lot of small poems, and this is very interesting. God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, such a beautiful line. And because he has sourced it from somewhere, it is not his, he has sourced it. And he's saying, there are some decisions that God takes and we feel bad about it. But I don't think we should worry about it. Last to last year, I had 7 deaths in the family because of Corona. Now, I definitely felt bad. But should I worry about that? It would not help. They will not come back again. So I'm asking God, give me this serenity to accept things as I cannot change the fact. But give me the courage to change things I can. Because 7 people died, there were some earning members and their responsibility also came on to me. Can I be of any help to them? How can I support that additional family? So that is the change I can definitely get, and I am seeking courage from God. And I should also know, I should have the wisdom to know the difference, that what I should accept and where I should surrender. Friends, have you ever seen a class of people who are never worried? Can anyone tell me who are these class of people? They are never worried. Any guess? Good, bad, ugly, right, wrong, everything will go. Okay, I think you're worrying too much about the answer. I will not let you worry much. The class of people whom you have never seen in when you go to hospital.
Kids.
Sorry?
Kids. Okay. Am I audible, sir?
You can type.
Rajesh, there are already answers in the chat box. You can refer to the chat box for the answers.
Okay, you are saying monks and sages. So my point is no. If you go to hospital, have you not seen any sage or a monk or a kid in the hospital? Are they not worried about their poor health? I'll tell you. No, dead people. No, that's a good joke. To be very respectful to these class of people, I'm talking about eunuchs. Eunuchs have no worries. The reason for that is that their confidence is they have accepted that they are of a different breed. They are of a different kind. This acceptance, and they tell people that I'm like this. Have you ever gone and told people that I'm a man or I'm a woman? Because you have so many other worries to take care of, so you worry on that. But you have never expressed your worries. But they are very proudly, they express themselves. Because they have accepted, trust me, 99% of their problem is solved. And in this book, Dale Carnegie very nicely stitches that worry is not what you eat. Worry is what eats you. If you are having insomnia, if you are having diabetes, if you are having heart attack, it is because you're worried. And then we move on to the next chapter. Part 4 in nutshell is rule number 1. Let's fill our minds with thoughts of peace, courage, health, and hope. For our life is what our thoughts make it. So what you think, your life becomes. In Hindi also, jaake jaisi bhavna, uski waisi prakriti and all that. I don't remember the exact words, but that's the nutshell. Rule 2, let's never try to even get even with our enemies, because we do not, if we do, we will hurt ourselves far more than we hurt them. And that's how there was one general, he also has given his example in the chapter. Let's never waste a minute thinking about people whom he doesn't like. So if you don't like someone, just throw them out of your system. If you have seen a movie called Jab We Met, there the girl tells the boy, if you don't like someone, just flush out write their name on a piece of paper, flush out their name, flush out that piece of paper. Your worry is gone. Sorry. Number 3, instead of worrying about ingratitude, let's expect it. Let's remember that Jesus healed 10 lepers in one day and only one thanked them. Why should we expect more gratitude than Jesus got? We also worry, hey, I helped him, but he didn't respond appropriately. Don't expect any kind of expectation, also kills. When Jesus, he one day helped 10 people, he got thanks from one person. So if Jesus didn't get, who are we? But if 2 people thank you, don't think that you're above Jesus. Let's remember that only way to find happiness is not expect gratitude, but to give for joy of giving. So when you're giving, just give. Trust me, you will be more happy and less worried. Let's remember that gratitude is cultivated trait. So if we want our children to be grateful, we must train them to be grateful. Rule 4, count your blessings, not your troubles. Sorry. Rule 5, let's not imitate others. Let's find ourselves and be ourselves. For envy is ignorance and imitation is suicide. Don't imitate anyone. You are unique and nobody else in this world is like you. Trust me. And you are the best. When fate hands us a lemon, let's try make a lemonade. So he says, when you get adversaries, try to find opportunity in that. But I remember a line came 2 years back. Famous actor Irfan Khan, he passed away. Before he passed away, because he was suffering through very painful cancer, he says, he quoted this line, when life gives you lemon, make it a lemonade. He says, that is very easy to say, but I know kind of the pain that life is giving me. And it is very difficult to make lemonade. While I respect his thoughts, but definitely it is up to us, because in this book, he has told so many stories about people whom the best of doctors have certified that you have only 2 weeks time. You have only 300 hours to live. So do whatever you can in this 300 hours. Those kind of people didn't surrender, didn't worry. They bought a casket. Casket is the box where dead bodies are kept. And went on a cruise and told the captain very categorically that if at all I die, because doctor has given me 300 hours of which 100 hours is gone, put me in this, bring me back from wherever I am in the world and bury me in my house only, my backyard. Don't throw me anywhere else or in the sea. This person gets into the cruise, mingles with so many other people, smiles, forgets his pain, forgets his problem, forgets his disease, plays games in the cruise, eats whatever is being served, drinks whatever is being served, travels, gets down and wherever the cruise stops, travels and comes back. When he comes back, he has gained 90 pounds. And then he was alive for more years to write this, that this happened with me. Sorry, even best of doctors can go wrong. If you have decided that you will be right, you will stop worrying and start living. Rule number 7, let's forget our unhappiness by trying to create a little happiness for others. There's a famous song in Hindi, अपने लिए जिए तो क्या जिए, ऐ दिल तू जी ज़माने के लिए. And that is selfless, a song of selflessness. When you are good to others, you are best to yourself. And these one-liners have actually won me. I would read again and again and again. I will tell 1,000 people standing on the streets, hey, read this book, read this book, read this book. Part 6 in nutshell, how to keep worrying about criticism. We definitely are not trained enough. Our mind is not trained enough to take criticism in a right spirit. Unjust criticism is often disguised compliment. So you have to understand. If someone is saying, oh, you bought this car. Oh, anyway, I thought you could have bought a better car. Don't think it's a criticism. Think it's a compliment, because he never expected that you will buy a car. It often means that you have aroused jealousy and envy. Remember that no one ever kicks a dead dog. Had you been dead, why will someone even kick you? Because you are live and active and doing wonderful in life, people are criticizing you. So think that always. And don't feel bad if somebody does criticize you. Do the very best you can and then put up your old umbrella and keep the rain of criticism from running down the back of your neck. Remember how you hold an umbrella? And if criticism is raining, let it rain. So do you get disturbed when it rains? No, you enjoy. Do that same when it is a criticism. Rule 3, let's keep a record of full things we have done and criticize ourselves. So if we criticize ourselves, we know. And if somebody does, hey, I have been there, done that. Since we can't hope to be perfect, let's do what E.H. Little did. Let's ask for unbiased, helpful, constructive criticism. So if at all you want to improvise, you can ask for feedback. Okay, and don't feel bad if you find it is little too hard on you. Part 7 in nutshell: 6 ways to prevent fatigue and worry and keep your energy and spirits high. Rest before you get tired. Okay, if you're running and you get tired, take a rest. There's no rush. You're not here running for an Olympic medal. No. Learn to relax at your work. At work also, you have all the right to relax. Close your eyes, stretch yourself, do whatever possible, but relax. Rule 3, if you are a housewife, protect your health and appearance by relaxing at home. Friends, there are a lot of worries for housewives that their husbands have affairs elsewhere. And that is mainly because they are not good looking, is what they think. So you have all the right to be taking care of yourself, because this also is a cause of worry. So look at the author's viewpoint. He's thinking from all possible angle where all one can go wrong. And in the part 8, where 10 people have written stories, they have written there so many other stories which is not part of the remaining 7 chapters. And that's the beauty of this author. He has actually collated stories of people who were actually worrying and how they stopped, and then they came to the real life and then started enjoying life. Rule 4, apply these 4 good habits. Clear your desk. Those days it was desk and paper. So you have to prioritize your work, is what they are saying. When you face a problem, solve it then and there. If you have faced it necessary to make a decision. And learn to organize, deputize, and supervise. Very nicely put. To prevent worry and fatigue, put enthusiasm into your work. We know fun at work, at the workplace. And when, if you're a housewife, play some music. And when you're working in kitchen, and if you want, you can dance also. Who is watching? Even if they're watching, who cares? Remember, no one was ever killed by lack of sleep. It is worrying about insomnia that does the damage. Though I don't agree entirely with this, but sleep is essential. But many people can't sleep because they think that they have insomnia. No, why you're thinking that way? If you're feeling not feeling sleepy, read a book. Read this book first. I'm sure you will sleep, not out of boredom, but because your mind will be engaged somewhere else and you will not think about insomnia. Few of my favorite one-liners in this book. Common sense reminded me that worry wasn't getting me anywhere. Now this is common sense, but these days even common sense is not common. So what I got from this line is, if I worry, I will not get anything. Chinta chita saman hai. There's a famous song in Hindi. हर फिक्र को मैं धुएं से उड़ाता चला गया. जो मिल गया उसको मुकद्दर समझ लिया. Whatever I got, as if this was heavenly for me. One of the best feature of worrying, one of the worst feature of worrying is it destroys our ability to concentrate. Just imagine I am a 10th class student. I am appearing for board exam, and now there is 5 minutes left, and I'm worried. What will I read? What will I read? Last minute. So I'm so worried that I'm destroying my ability to concentrate. That okay, this is the portion I should now read. Be willing to have it so. Again, I've written, be willing. Again, be willing to have it. Because acceptance of what has happened is the first step in overcoming the consequence of any misfortune. And this is what I was talking about. If we don't accept, like the eunuchs, I have seen in society, parents have a special child. They don't accept that they have a special child. Had they accepted that at the right time, early intervention could have helped the child to become normal. Because they took years to accept that how can my child be special? How can my child be autistic? How can my child have Down syndrome? They not only didn't accept, they hid the fact. They didn't tell anyone. They felt ashamed of telling others that my child has a problem. Who knows, had they shared their problem, their relatives or friends could have told, okay, do this, meet this doctor, do this therapy and all that. So the misfortune is, you have to first accept, or else you don't know the consequence of any kind of misfortune. You do not get stomach ulcers from what you eat. You get ulcers from what eats you. This is what I was saying. There's so many diseases just because of your thoughts. Stress is one of the major cause for diabetes. Now, one politician said, I'm willing to take your affairs into my hands, but not into my livers and lungs. You vote this person to power, but he also knows, hey, I'm here to help you, but not to the extent that I will die in the process. No, I'm not a soldier. Now, this is my favorite. The Lord may forgive us for our sins, but the nervous system never does. Our body doesn't understand that you're worried or not. Your body is not functioning well, your time is out. So start thinking positively, start thinking vibrantly, stop worrying, and this is the final message. Don't worry, be happy. Thank you, friends. If you have any question, you can shoot your question.
Hi Rajesh, good evening, good evening. How do you
Good evening,
do? Long time seeing you. Nice, you're taken, I think that Dale Carnegie is, no, initially I was not there, it is Dale Carnegie is this thing, no, it is.
Yes, yes.
It's okay, okay. Yeah, that is actually, even I believe in Dale Carnegie is how to win friends and influence people. That was the first book I think I studied during my school days. And it actually characterized my personality. Actually, I owe a lot of gratitude to Dale Carnegie because he gives it a beautiful, very simple way, but it is very effective also. So Dale Carnegie's way of teaching is very good. I really appreciate, and the way you have taken this chapter also is very good. Actually, appreciate you for whatever you have taken, and you have made it in a very actually it's like reading the whole book. You made it such a simple way. You made a Dale Carnegie simple.
Thank you, sir.
Anyway, best wishes. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I got a lot of inputs from that, and it's really great.
Thanks.
Hello, Rajesh.
Sir,
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I can.
Okay. It was a very good presentation, and being a medical doctor, and I meet plenty of people with significant problems, like the ulcer, everything, stress-induced diabetes, all those problems. Actually, one of the things which many people don't even talk about, one is about you can reduce the stress if you differentiate needs from wants. People, they go after their wants, and to meet the wants, then they will need a lot of resources. For example, your need, maybe you want a car or a four-wheeler or a two-wheeler for transportation. You can buy a two-wheeler for 50,000 rupees or 60,000 rupees, or you can buy one of the posh branded ones for 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, or car also you can buy for 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, or you can go and buy 40 lakhs. But here comes the want. If you have plenty of money, then you buy it, no problem. If you are borrowing from the bank or somewhere else, then you have to repay that one. Then we are not able to. That is when the stress, it kills you. You won't be able to sleep. Same way, a house or something like that, you need a place to live. And these days I have seen, because in Kerala, I'm basically from Kerala. Kerala is one of the states with the highest incidence of suicide. Obviously, nobody is going to commit suicide if they are happy. Okay? The literacy rate is also 100%. Suicide rate is also the top. And alcoholism, again, the top. Why? Because Kerala, I have seen people, they don't know. They don't differentiate the needs from wants. They buy or live beyond their income. So that is the one thing when I tell people, hey, first before you spend money, first ask this question, whether it is a need or a want. And if it is a want, then if you are filthy rich, like maybe like Mukesh Ambani or somebody else, then go ahead. Then no problem. Otherwise, don't. Need and want. That is my simple message. Thank you.
Yes. There is a mention of this also in the book. He says that Dale Carnegie says that there was a doorbell in his door. When he opened the door, there were two medical practitioners. They had come to give vaccination for smallpox. And those days, everyone was being vaccinated for smallpox. And then he realized that in a population of 8 million, 2 deaths. In a population of 8 million, 2 deaths, and they are ringing people's doorbell because they had 2 deaths. But then he realized that there are 8,000 deaths. 8,000 deaths in a population of 8 million for mental illness. And there is no doorbell being rung. So people should worry on the right direction.
It's just like the COVID situation now. So you are absolutely right. So I work with a lot of people who are depressed and who are going through illness.
Sorry.
And we believe that in this thing that 85 to 90% of the illness in the body is due to your emotional distress in the body. And
yes.
So when you spoke about the doctor, so I have an example of my own mother who was suffering from cancer from past 10 years. She would be operated every year. Then the last time she was operated, and then she knew that she had to get a son married and she had to set him up and all that. For 2 years, she never visited any doctor. And after 2 years, she went for a regular visit to Ahmedabad for her checkup to the doctor. She went to meet him. So the doctor said, "How come you are alive? You are alive?" So she said, "Why are you telling me I'm alive?" She was healthy and fit and she was walking and doing everything possible for 2 years. And the doctor said, "Oh, you should have died 2 years back because the cancer has spread all over your body." And you know what happened after that? She came 3 months after the visit to the doctor, and one after the other, things started failing in her body. So I would only ask people who killed her. So I thought I would share the story because it was similar to what you were telling us.
Yes. Worry killed her.
Worry? No, it was not worry. Basically, it became that, oh my God, doctor
Yes.
said, I should be dead. And otherwise she was fit and fine. No, like a normal person, she was walking around. And in 3 months, she took to bed. She didn't come back.
Yeah, this was actually that altered criticism. She didn't understand. Doctor was actually complimenting her that he's surprised to see her alive, and which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because if you ask, see, as a daughter, you are thinking from your mother's point of view. But as an author, Dale Carnegie would have thought doctor could have articulated his statement in a better way, and our mother could have taken it in a different way. So here in the criticism part, or if someone is giving feedback, how we take that feedback, how we take criticism is up to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I believe.
So because the same doctors had told 10 years back that I will die, and if I'm alive, that is because of me, my thought, my planning, my way of thinking, not because of doctor's treatment. With due respect to Venugopal sir. But because in medical science, I have seen there is no chapter on soft skills. They are taught the medical science, but they are not taught on soft skills as to how to talk to patient, how to talk to their relatives. They just tell, okay, is it your patient? Yes, she died or he died. And then they go back because they have some other work. They have other patient to attend.
Yeah, so I've heard doctors saying, you know what, today I cut 7 tables. I was like shocked. What is he talking about? Cut 7 tables. It became like tables, you know. So it was like very shocking for me when I heard it. And
Okay.
the cancer doctors, you know, I had gone for something to the hospital long time back.
Rajesh,
Yes,
you are absolutely
yes.
right. In the medical school, that is especially in India, there's no training up until now. Recently, they have started this soft skill training for the medical students. But before that, no. Because how to even disclose bad news, that also is a skill. They don't.
Yes.
They don't know how to do that things. When I came to USA, before that when I was in UK, that is when I learned a lot about the art of the communication skills, especially in the patients who are in distress. Then comes the Fatima Saveri, she briefly talked about COVID. Now the COVID disinformation campaign is creating a lot of mental health problems for all the people in the world. It is a disinformation campaign. For your kind information, I have not taken even a single dose of that vaccine. I'm not an anti-vaccine guy. Listen to me carefully. I'm not an anti-vaccine guy. I strongly encourage people to take polio, the triple everything. But flu vaccination and this COVID vaccination, they are useless. I've been here for more than nearly 30 years. I've not taken the flu shot even once. They give it every year. But why I'm not supporting that one? These two viruses, they mutate very rapidly. When they mutate,
Yes.
this vaccine is not going to protect. Even after so many years, in the CDC in America, the top 10 leading causes of death, flu. So what purpose did this vaccination serve? And this one, the COVID vaccination also, the so-called expert, White House advisor, I think Dr. Fauci, he is the guy who recommended. Now he's saying, take the vaccination every 4 months or every 6 months and double masking. And he has been wearing double masking, that is the N90, N95 and the other one. And now, just last week, he was tested COVID positive. So 4 doses he took, double masking, and he got COVID positive. Still he is saying, take it, I'm alive because of that COVID vaccination. That is, in American language, typical word, that is bullshit. Because there are plenty of people, being a medical doctor, I closely follow that one. Thousands of people have died since the Omicron in the last 7 months. Worldwide, thousands of people who are fully vaccinated. So how do you explain that? If you are alive, you are giving the whole credit to the vaccination. But those who died, then what should they tell? This is an aggressive disinformation campaign. So I preach what I practice, and I am living in a country where the highest number of the so-called death and everything. And here in the average, do you know, average every day, the new cases in USA?
Yes.
100,000. 100,000 with so many of vaccination. 100,000. And this number is 4 times more than the number of cases last year, June. So what purpose did this vaccination serve? Nothing. And now they are going to give it for 6-month kids and everybody. This is a big business. Here it is more than the medicine. It is not science. It's economics. Not science. It is economics. It is a shame. It's a shame. That's all. So don't worry about this COVID. Don't worry about COVID. If you get COVID, if you have got natural immunity, yes, that will protect you. Or if you do fall symptom, go to the hospital, supportive care. Supportive care, you get that one. Other than that one, this vaccination will protect you or prevent you, and this one, that one, that is not true. That is the take-home message. In Delhi, Dharavi, in Bombay, Dharavi slum, in 2020, In 3 kilometers, the population is around 1 million. And in a small room, 10 by 10, 10 people they live. No masking, no social distancing, no sanitizing. And how many people they die even without vaccination? Only some less than some 5,000 or something like that. So the whole, this is brainwashing. This is called brainwashing. That is what is happening. I'm sorry to tell, sometimes many people are not willing to speak the truth. I'm a person who speaks the truth. Whether you accept it or not, I don't care. Raja Chokalingam, could you please share me your telephone number? I send a message.
98457.
Just type it in.
Yeah, right.
Chat box. And Rajesh also, please.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
Doctor, you're so right. You're so right.
And Fatima Saveri, please type in your telephone number.
Okay.
I really appreciate you, Dr. Vanagopal, that being a doctor, see now people have started understanding that it is only a gimmick these people are doing. This is an artificially created virus which they want to make money. See, now the greed has come to such a level that they want to kill people and make money out of it. This is the worst possible thing. This is Kali Yuga, no? That's so people will be like that only. So God has given us the brain, God has given us the thinking power, God has given us everything. Okay, my capacity is in my mind. If I think like our madam also told, that's what happens. You know, a normal person, if I go into the hospital, and if the person says, if I'm normal, if they say you are cancerous, then two people should carry me outside of the hospital. Because that's what the mind says, no? Because the mind is so subtle, it cannot accept certain things. So you have heard people who are with cancer survive like your mother. She survived for 10 years. But some people within a matter of 6 months they would have died. What is the reason? It's because again she had that capacity, she had that mental attitude that I have to survive because of my son. I have to do something for my son. That kept her going. But finally, when she went back to the doctor confused her. She lost her confidence in herself. Then ultimately she had to succumb to the fear. That's what happens actually. So this COVID and coronavirus is actually a myth created just to make money out of it. And we have been fooled by this. And karma will see whatever these people are doing, just on killing people and making money, karma will definitely take them for a task. You will see these people, they will die in such a situation that they will definitely regret, because karma is something, it will not act immediately. You should understand that. Okay, if I am doing something good to you, karma will definitely be back good to me. But if you want to kill people and make money out of it, and you want to become a multinational company, and you want to make crores, and you show to the world that I am such a big company, what are you going to take with that money? Okay, killing people? Don't you have that at least some humanity? Where is humanity gone today? It is ruthless actually. These people are ruthless. So the only thing is this drama will keep happening unless and until we take our life into our own task. We should believe in ourselves. God has given us the capacity. I got the capacity. Ultimately it is God who is going to kill me. Okay, if he wants 1 second also, if he doesn't want me to be in this earth, nobody, even a doctor, the best doctor in the world cannot save me. That is one thing.
Okay, so if you see whatever the topic is coming, it's more of worrying, right? Okay, the topic of the book, we are going into the worrying zone again. So instead of worrying, let's start living. Okay, what Rajesh has put across. So maybe any questions to Rajesh? The way, okay, he has almost taken almost 45 to 50 minutes of presentation, sharing about the book. So any of you have any questions, or any of you liked your type of the way he has presented? Anyone want to share about that?
I want one small observation. So for all these things, what I would suggest is, if you can do meditation, early morning, 15 minutes to 30 minutes of meditation, your stress, your whatever is there, you will get out. Morning, half an hour of meditation, and evening half an hour of meditation, which keeps you calm. You will be in your own peace. That will gives you so much of power that actually we don't understand. That's the intuition that we are connecting to the God. So if we can do meditation for all the stress, problem, whatever it is, Don't believe in doctor. Believe in yourself, and your meditation will help you. You will live till your last
That
breath.
is a
That's
very
challenge I
powerful
give.
technique. Thanks for sharing that. That is a very powerful technique, because in the books you will read a lot of gyan, but it is actually something which is a very effective technique. You start off with doing 15 minutes, increase it to half an hour, then to 1 hour. Like I have a spiritual guru in Bangalore where we do it every weekend, but then at our homes we are expected to do it every day for at least half an hour to 1 hour. And it is a very effective thing. And you can Google out more breathing techniques. There are a lot of very
The breath,
effective breathing
the
techniques
breath is the
that you
best.
can do to get rid of your worries and tensions. And those are very effective things. But then one compliment to Rajesh, that very well presented, Rajesh. Job very well done. You've summarized the entire content of the book in a nutshell. In maybe, I was expecting this session to go up till 8:30, but you finish it up in 50 minutes time. So very good job done. Thumbs up to you. The only one takeaway that I actually, uh, I learned from that book, which I read, as I told you earlier, that I read that book during my college days, along with the other book uh, of Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie was perhaps the first author that I was introduced to during my teens, early teens or late teens. How to Win Friends and Influence People was one of the first books that I've read in my life, perhaps. And then I went on to read this book, How to Stop Worrying and Started Living. Uh, so, uh, and as you rightly put in, Rajesh, that in those years, it didn't mean so much to me. Now that it means more to me, that I've gone through life's ups and downs. In those early teens, I was still a happy-go-lucky guy. But now that I'm gone through life's ups and downs, and now I know what this book, how valuable this book means. And there's one thing that is written about gratitude. And in the last couple of years, things have not been during the pandemic, things have not been going very well for me. I have been thinking that, some of my very good friends and colleagues, they don't call up and they don't find out how things are happening, how I am being able to survive and all that stuff. But I have done so. I have helped them out in their times of need. And there's been a lot of resentment in there has been a lot of grudge inside me, that why are people like this, and why not even a single person, why the world is like this. So now that answer Dale Carnegie is given, that gratitude is something which is it is cultivated, and it is something which your parents teach you, that you have to be grateful to people who do good to you. So just to give you an example, that few years back, there was one guy who was an engineer, who's just done his engineering, and he was not getting a job. And his father was a morning walk friend of my brother-in-law. And he was sharing with my brother-in-law that my son has just completed his engineering. He's not getting a break because they're in Kolkata, there are no jobs. So my brother-in-law said, my brother-in-law works in IBM Bangalore. Should I put a word across to him? And he said that, yeah, fine, please do that. And then within one day, that guy calls me. Within a week, I arrange for an interview. And within a month, this guy gets onboarded into IBM, and I get him a job within a month. All right. Now it's been months together. In the pandemic, he switched a couple of jobs. And because I'm a musician, I've played for the IBM club band, and I knew that he was a drummer. I also got him into our band to play drums. So we have also interacted culturally. And because I'm so senior, he calls me uncle. And I have come to know that he has even switched jobs between the pandemic. I felt happy for him. But The fact of the matter remains that he doesn't even have the courtesy to give me a call and give me the good news. Right? The first break, I gave it to him. Forget the fact about finding about finding out how things are happening with me. He doesn't even have the simple courtesy to. So these are things of your upbringing. Like gratitude is something, being grateful is something in your upbringing, and that's all that I could resonate with in that book. So thanks again sharing with that. That answers some of my problems why people are ungrateful in this world. It all boils down to how you are brought up. Thank you, Rajesh, for your wonderful session.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Sanjay ji, really I'm grateful for the very nice presentation you have made. Even though all those rules and regulations, all of us knew it. Not that we don't know it or we have not read it, but the way we have presented in the simple form and the way that is applicable to our life in day-to-day life. So thanks a lot for Doctor and Rajaji and also Fatima ji. The way you have explained your mother's case, it's like change the word we use and our world will be changed. And the very basic takeaway from the entire book and the entire discussion with the great panelists here and all the speakers, I think two takeaway for me is acceptance and second is gratefulness. Accepting a thing doesn't mean it's okay for us, but accepting a thing is once I start questioning why, I can find out a way how to come out of it. Only when I'm accepting the situation, the circumstances, and my position, then I'll be able to find out the reason how I will be coming out of it. And second thing is the gratefulness. In fact, gratitude and gratefulness is a lifestyle, and this is not that if I'll be thinking I'll be grateful to somebody only when the time comes. Gratefulness is a thing which I can start right from opening my eyes on the bed and be grateful to God or to the Almighty or to the supernatural universe that I'm alive today. So it is a lifestyle. Even my maid comes, my cook comes, work for me, my driver comes, drives for me. For everything, if I am grateful to the small things in our life, if we'll be happy for small things in my life, once happiness or worry or even anger, I'm the first beneficiary or I'm the first worsening thing for me to do. Once I'm the gratefulness or happiness is I'm happy, I'm grateful, I can pass it on to the other person. So to take away from this entire discussion is my acceptance to the situation. Once I cannot change it, I will accept it. And second thing, let me be grateful for very small things that I'm getting in my life, in my happiness or in my situation. And this is the best thing we can get it from making our life more stress-free and less of worry. Thank you.
Thank you, Nain, for yeah. Okay, so Kalpana, do you want to go next, or Farooq Sidwa sir, do you want to go?
Hello. No, fine.
Yeah.
Farooq ji,
Yes.
are you?
No, you go ahead, please. I'm
Okay,
fine.
okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Sorry I was late because I was attending my graphology meet. But today, after listening to Rajesh ji, a wonderful presentation. Actually, I have not read that book, but I will definitely read. And my takeaways are acceptance, then showing gratitude, and plus one more thing is never to keep any grudges and all that. Why? Because what happens when you keep the grudges, then there is a lot of because of the thoughts, the diseases come, you like suffer and all that. So it's better to forgive that person and then bless that person and then let go, and then yeah, you're happy. So thank you so much. It was a great meeting you all. Thank you so much. I got a lot of learnings from this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalpana ji. Yeah. Yes. See, Farooq ji, yes.
Yeah, this the book. I'm wondering why I have not read it before. First thing, and second thing is, as somebody said, much of it is already known. but the succinct way it is put will make you think and act. So thanks, Rajesh. You made me read the. You will make me read the book. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we have few more minutes left. Yeah. Anyone want to share? One more person and then we'll move. Okay. Anyone? Anindya. Okay. You already shared. Rajan, Rajesh, Sarita. Okay. So yes, and also I want to point here is Rajesh Rout has shared a lot of his personal stories as well, which is connecting with the book, and also the other examples. It was really live examples, okay, and it was really connecting, because normally when we read a book, we might get only author's point of view, okay, or his story. Sometimes we may not be able to connect, but he has what he has done is he has break down in such a way that he has also shared his personal story, which really makes us like imagine like how this point can be really looked into it, okay, how our perspective could change towards that. And a lot of things whatever he has shared about the book, I have read a couple of times, okay, but sometimes forgetfulness is always there. Okay, only thing is when we revive, or if someone is already somebody summarizing it, it makes sense, like revision, right? When we go to doing exams or tests, we not read revision. So this is kind of a revision of life, okay. And always a book is for me is like an answer for any question. So if I have any questions, any doubts, I just open up a book and I read just 1 or 2 pages of a chapter, okay. It gives a lot of different dimensions learning. So today Rajesh has gone through the whole process and shared a lot of things. He has especially put so much effort in putting even the PowerPoint presentation. Normally in book summary, no one will do that, but he has brought that liveliness. So I really want to acknowledge and thank Rajesh Rout for doing that. Yeah, amazing job. And yes, the recordings would be available. We have already done the Facebook Live and YouTube Live. In case if you have missed the session, you can watch that again. Okay, and it is available for you for lifetime as well. And if you have any more questions or you want to get connected to Rajesh Rout, you can do so. Just put a comment there and we'll connect you. Okay, so yes, Rajesh, before we end the session, maybe over to you, Rajesh, share a few things and then we'll wind up.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for lovely feedback. I know Dr. Venugopal is not here. Anindya, Raja sir, Kalpana ma'am, Naina ma'am, Nan. I don't know whether your name is Nan Rath, ma'am.
My name is Nayan Rath, and basically I'm from Odisha, but I'm putting up in Mumbai. Right now I'm in UK.
Okay.
So I'm basically from Odisha. I would love to have your number also.
Yes, your dress says that, ma'am. Your dress is Sambalpuri.
Okay, Sambalpuri. Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, Farooq sir, for the lovely encouragement. And not to forget Fatima ma'am. Okay, while my heart goes out for your mother. This book definitely is a book for life. One should read it again and again and again, just to remind. Because I believe in one line that पहचान तो थी, पहचाना नहीं, मैंने अपने आप को जाना नहीं. You should actually know who you are before reading who others are and what is my circumstances and what is going on. And it has helped me in a, very many ways. And training is my passion. You give me any topic, any subject, I will definitely put life into that session. And when Khussaal ji said, actually he told me some 2 weeks back, I forgot about it. And then 2 days back, when I was in a shopping mall, he said, I am ready, because I couldn't, because he couldn't find another speaker. But good that I read this. I had read this book, so I was supposed to just brush up. And these one-liners are actually all-time one-liners. If you read this book, there's so many one-liners. There are more than 1,000 one-liners that you have actually heard or read in your life, but you didn't know that it is from this book. And the author himself had a very painful life. He was paid $5 per day for a job. But because he did that job very sincerely, Dale Carnegie, his salary went to $35 per day. And from there, now royalty, he doesn't even enjoy those kind of royalty. This book has been sold to 6 million people in 1948 itself. now we are in 2022. So you can imagine the kind of money this book would have earned. One flip side of this book is the there's mistakes, spelling mistakes, and there are some tenses mistakes. But even if I write, it will go to heaven because he won't take my feedback. But when you write book, trust me, you have to do it proper, thorough check as far as spelling is concerned or grammar is concerned. I felt that is, though when you look at a larger picture that it is a self-help book, you are looking at not to worry. So don't worry about the spelling mistakes and grammars, focus on what is positive. And that's my take. Maybe he intentionally did that spelling mistakes, but very good book. In fact, I have all his books. I have read all his books, and books, as they say, are your best friends.
Yeah.
Thank you, Khussaal ji, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Amazing sharing. Yes, and look forward to hear more about you and next book as well. And also, I invite everyone, okay, those who are interested, who are avid readers, to come forward. And maybe you want to do summarize, you can do that, or you want to create a debate discussion on particular topic, you can do so. Okay, so just message in the group or connect with me, and we can take forward there, right? And you'll also be added to a mailing list. Okay, you might get a mail where you can get also connected on the Telegram group and Facebook group as well. So you can reach out to me. That is also well and good. Or what else? So any more questions you have? Anything about the meeting part? It would be, we are meeting on 2nd and 4th Saturday. That's the plan.
Rajesh sees a number or एक बार please.
Yeah, he'll share it in the chat. Okay. So those who want to share the number, you can put it in the chat. And I request those who are watching on Facebook and YouTube to please join the live on Zoom so that it will be more interactive, more connecting. And yes, thank you everyone for your time and contributions. Okay, so we are on time. Yeah, so thank you and see you in the next event, that is on 2nd Saturday of July. So thanks. And any more comments, any feedback, whatever is there, you can keep sharing in the group where you are part of. Yeah. So thank you, Rajesh, Rout, for your amazing talk, amazing speech, and a lot of good presentation. And thank you everyone for joining as well. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Khussaal ji. Thank you, Rajesh ji.
Thank you,
everyone.
Khussaal ji. Thank you, Rajesh.
Thanks.